Greetings everyone and welcome to another edition of the Arlington Weekly News. I'm Craig Nolan. Thanks for joining us.
Happy 2012. I'm Daniel Pineda.
And I'm Adele Quo.
And here we go with another show. Happy 2012. 2012 is racing by. We're about halfway through here in the middle of June. I hope you're bearing up under the heat. We have news and community bulletin board. Adele is here with
It's Easy Being Green.
Yes, indeed it is. Rich is here with his reviews, Nort Beckerman and his Brain Healthy Minute, and some news for seniors as well, and then we'll wrap it up with Miriam Gennari as she's out and about in your neighborhood, this time visiting Crystal City, so stay tuned for that. Before we start, here's a reminder.
Yeah, that's right, Craig. Arlington Weekly News is available at www.youtube.com/Arlington Weekly News and the number 1.
All right, thank you, Daniel. Here we go with this item tonight. The Arlington County Board and Alexandria City Council recently reaffirmed their commitment to work together on the joint Route 1 corridor streetcar conversion project. I'm sure there's a good acronym for that one. The two boards have approved moving forward with a two-phased project and an authorized an amendment. They have authorized an amendment to their existing coordination agreement to reflect this new approach. Preliminary engineering for a Route 1 streetcar line will begin next year, 2013. Arlington Streetcar will probably be in service on or before 2019. Hard to believe, but it's coming, so stay tuned for that. Daniel.
A landmark in Virginia Square, Arlington Funeral, is closing down after 56 years. The building will be demolished and then replaced with a 9-story mixed-use commercial building, which will include a multi-use performance space. The funeral home is in a key location located near Arlington Central Library, Arlington National Cemetery, and the Capitol.
That is an Arlington landmark, and it will be missed. All right, some CIP information. The Capital Improvement Plan, or CIP plan, identifies the capital needs of the community over a 10-year period. This plan not only identifies the immediate needs, but also seeks to capture long-term capital needs. The CIP is updated biannually and subject to change as the needs of the community become more defined and individual projects move along in their respective planning and budgeting processes. The public hearing for this year's CIP plan is June 26th at 7 p.m. in the county boardroom. On-site registration begins at 6 p.m. On-site registration for the CIP public hearing is now open. For more information and to register, check their website, http://www.arlingtonva.us/department. Hope you got that. County Board /meetings, and then search for the CIP, the Capital Improvement Plan. There's some information for you CIP fans. Daniel.
Arlington Career Center lost a valuable member last week. Carpenter teacher Tony Delgado. He passed suddenly on June the 11th. Tony is survived by a son, his mother, and his brothers and sisters. He will be missed by his family, friends, as well as the staff and students of the Career Center. Tony was also known in the community for a wide variety of service projects.
And we have some appointments to tell you about now. There have been a few appointments and confirmations made by the Arlington School Board for its month. Arlington Public Schools, Dr. Karen Sanchez-Griego will be the Assistant Superintendent for Instruction. Sanchez-Griego, has 23 years of experience as an educator. She is currently the principal of Atrisco Heritage Academy in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Dr. Brenda Wilkes will be the new Assistant Superintendent for Student Services for Arlington Public Schools. She has been the Director of Student Services for Montgomery Public Schools, or MCPS, and brings 34 years of experience as an educator. And finally, Dr. Donna Snyder will be the APS Director of Early Childhood and Elementary Education. Ms. Snyder was the interim principal at Hoffman Boston Elementary School, for the 2011-2012 school year. Her career in education began in 1985, so we offer congratulations to all of those newly appointed school board folks.
Absolutely.
Welcome
Congratulations goes out to all of them. Yes.
Daniel.
5 county police officers have been recognized for their outstanding response to mental health crisis. The annual prize is for law enforcement professionals in Arlington and Fairfax counties who demonstrate excellence in working with people with mental disorders. Captain Andy Penn, Officer Garrett Bombard, Sergeant Alicio Bilto, Officer Ben Brown Bieber, and Deputy Andrew Flowers received the National Alliance on Mental Illness Crisis Intervention Team Award. In addition, Arlington Crisis Intervention Team, or CIT Coordinator Christina Clarkson, got a special acknowledgement. She specializes in advocacy for law enforcement and people with mental illness. She also developed the CIT training program. The award includes a plaque and a $500 donation to the Department of Human Services to fund ongoing crisis intervention training.
All right, congratulations to those folks. We'll be back with more CBB and volunteering information right after we hear from Adele. And
it's easy being green.
Here's Adele Quo.
Hey, Adele.
Thanks very much. Hello, everyone. I'm Adele Quo, and it's easy being green by creating a welcoming haven for hummingbirds. From our friends at the National Wildlife Foundation, here's 4 simple tips for attracting the tiny and delightful hummingbirds that always seem to enchant even the most seasoned gardeners. Interestingly, the only hummingbird common to Virginia is the ruby-throated hummingbird. So let's start with the tips. First, hang a hummingbird feeder and provide a sugar water, kind of like a nectar mixture, by mixing 1 part sugar to 4 parts boiling water. Change the water frequently, as the sugar water can ferment and spoil quickly, so change it as often as every 2 days in summer. Second, plant lots of their native flowers. Nectar sipping is the primary means for hummingbirds to obtain body fluids and energy, and they feed about every 10 minutes during daylight hours. Brightly colored and tubular flowers are favored, so try trumpet honeysuckle, eastern columbine, turtlehead, jewelweed, lobelia, and bee balm, to name a few. Planting perennials with different blooming periods will provide a steady supply of flowers in your garden from early spring until fall and attract these beautiful hummingbirds and keep them there. An area without flowers will not attract hummingbirds. Third, leave some beneficial insects by avoiding insecticides in your hummingbird garden. Hummingbirds don't only feed on nectar. The birds feed their young a diet made up almost entirely of small insects, and the adults need regular doses of protein from these insects. Fourth, don't forget water for your hummingbirds. Provide a bird bath with a couple flat rocks in it to give the tiny birds a chance to bathe. Running water also seems to be a magnet to them, as they will fly through the spray of a sprinkler. So not only will you attract these amazing feathered friends to your yard or your garden, but you can also turn it into an official National Wildlife Foundation certified wild habitat site. Just provide the essential elements that wildlife need to survive: food, water, shelter, and places to raise their young. By creating a welcoming haven for small wildlife, you and your family will benefit by seeing amazing wildlife like hummingbirds all year long. So visit the website shown on the screen for more details on how to create a wildlife-friendly garden and proudly certify your garden. So get outside and enjoy the hummingbirds. And remember, it's easy being green by welcoming these hummingbirds and other small wildlife into your garden.
All right, thanks, Adele.
Thank you, Adele.
Hummingbirds are cool little creatures, and they're not very big, but it's amazing how rapidly their wings beat.
They are
They
fascinating.
are amazing little birds.
They are.
Really cool. Thanks, Adele.
Thank you,
you.
Adele.
Okay, up next now, we're looking at some of our CBB, or Community Bulletin Board items. The Roslyn Film Fest will continue Friday, June 22nd, with their movie schedule. The political comedy adventure My Fellow Americans, starring Jack Lemmon, James Garner, and Dan Aykroyd. The following week, the movie Dick will screen. The movie will be shown at 1911 North Fort Myer Drive, which is across the street from Gateway Park and 2 blocks from the Roslyn Metro. Crystal City Screen will continue with its summer film fest. Romantic comedies is their theme for the summer. The Proposal, starring Sandra Bullock and Ryan Reynolds, will be screened. It'll be shown at 1800 South Bell Street. It's near the Crystal City Metro Station. And the following week is the 90s classic, You've Got Mail. Movies at both locations start around dusk. So check out the outdoor movies both in Roslyn and Crystal City. Daniel.
The Reading Connection needs volunteers to help with kids in homeless shelters and low-income apartments. Adult readers conduct 1-hour read-aloud sessions with themed read-alouds and related activities. Read Aloud volunteers provide positive role models as well as fun for the children volunteer commitment, which is 2 hours per month, including 1 weekday evening. The commitment is for a minimum period of 1 year. Volunteers must be 18 years of age. Call 703-528-8317 for more information.
All right, reading aloud is good. We like it here. You should try it. Okay, some information now on more volunteering opportunities. The USO of Metropolitan Washington needs volunteers to help regular military and National Guard service members, reservists, dependents, and retirees. The assistance will be provided at the USO Lounge at Joint Base Meyer-Henderson Hall. On occasion, volunteers will be asked to assist with USO events taking place in the lounge. For more information, 703-696-0958. All right, we'll be back with Rich Masabny and his reviews right after we hear from Nort Beckerman and his Brain Healthy Minute. Here's Nort.
I'm Nort Beckerman, the Brain Health Coach. For your brain to survive, it must have the right fuel and materials. The fuel and materials that your brain needs are delivered by your blood. Because your brain's survival is dependent on the cargo delivered by your blood, your brain considers your blood to be a scarce commodity. Your brain cells need blood to function, but your brain only distributes blood to those cells that need it. If brain cells aren't processing new information, they don't need blood. Your brain will begin to withhold blood from those lazy cells, reducing their ability to function. If that situation continues, the brain cells that are not processing new information will eventually shrivel, shrink, and die. You can avoid this by staying hydrated, eating the right foods, and learning new things. I'm Nort Beckerman, the Brain Health Coach. I'll see you next time for a Brain Healthy Minute.
All right, thanks, Nort. Nort Beckerman's Brain Healthy Minute.
Thank you, Nort.
And moving right along now, this edition of the Arlington Weekly News. Here's our man about town for theater, the arts, and a whole lot more, Mr. Rich Masabny. Rich.
Hey, Rich.
Thank you, boys.
How are you?
Thank you very much. The Little Theater of Alexandria has a late show. In other words, they have a regular show going on till 10 o'clock, and then 10 o'clock till 11:30 is the woman in black. And it's two actors talking on a dark stage, rehearsing stuff and whatever it is, and then you could see in the background in a black shawl or whatever, there's somebody lurking back there. It's a woman. Anyway, nice little show. The Little Theater of Alexandria, the Woman in Black, phone number 703-683-0496, or look them up under thelittletheater.com. I never saw the movie Sleuth with Laurence Olivier and Michael Caine, but actors Bob Arry and Jeffrey Tice are doing a good job at the Albany Theater. This production of Sleuth is written by Anthony Schaefer. They kept me guessing, even though the program guy threw me off. I mean, set in the British country home of Andrew Wyke, that's Bob Arry, and then Milo Tyndall is played by Jeffrey Tice, plays a visit to discuss Andrew's wife. Anyway, that's all I'm going to say. It's a dynamic give and take between the two guys and Inspector Doppler from the police. Jim Petosa directed this. See this very interesting Sleuth before it closes at Albany. For tickets, call 301-924-3400 and check the website at olneytheater.org. The Shakespeare Theater closes its 25th season. That's how long I've been here. Anyway, with Shakespeare's comedy, The Merry Wives of Windsor. It's truly a very enjoyable romp set in the 1919 England. Sir John Falstaff, played by David Schramm, is after two lovely married ladies. Mistress Margaret Page, played by Vivienne Cox, and Mistress Alice Ford, played by Carolyn Kozlowski. Suffice it to say, things don't go smoothly for Falstaff after the ladies tell their mates of Falstaff's hopes. A full cast directed by Britisher Stephen Rain moves this show along smoothly, and it's under 3 hours. Sets by David Lee Conway and costumes by Wade Laboissiere round out this wonderful show. The Merry Wives of Windsor closes July 15 at Harmon Hall at 610 F Street. Call 202-547-1122 for info or tickets, and you can check them on shakespearetheater.org.
Excellent.
The National Gallery of Art has a current show in the West Building. It's around 6th and Independence Avenue Southwest. At the National Gallery of Art is an exhibition called George Bellows, of all things. But he died in 1925 at the age of 43. His paintings are often gritty scenes depicting New York City's East Side, boxing subjects, cityscapes, seascapes, nudes in action, as well as portrait studies. He worked in oils, lithographs, crayon, ink, charcoal. This is a wonderful collection by George Bellows at the National Gallery of Art in the district. For more information, call 202-737-4215 and check the web at www.nga.gov. So I want to tell you, last week I mentioned about the fancy food show at the district's convention center, and it just closed out. It was there July 17th through the 19th. And I just want to tell you, a million different products, and also from different countries. I mean, I saw, it's like being in Egypt. There was an Egyptian, a whole array of booze. Then the Tunisian and Moroccan and Chinese and all different places. Plus Virginia had things, with peanuts and everything else. And it was educational. And I just want to give you some, look them up on the www.specialtyfood.com, and the phone number you can call is 646, I don't even know where that is, 646-878-0130 to find out more information. But this is the last year they're going to have the fancy food here. They had it last year and this year. It's usually in New York.
You need to bring back some samples for us.
Well, I got some samples. You want to know the truth? And I will bring you some.
Good.
The guy who drove me down there, my chauffeur, he kept the stuff, and he'll give it to me when he's going to see me again to pick me up to take me somewhere.
Excellent. Your chauffeur.
That's right.
With the limo.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So anyway, that's it.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks, Rich.
Thank you, Rich.
Here we go now, as promised, this edition of the Arlington Weekly News. News for seniors. I'll get my News for Seniors glasses. Here we go. All right. One of the area's preeminent specialists in pain management will discuss new spinal and stimulation techniques suitable for certain types of chronic pain. Listen up. All right. Dr. Christopher Gay will discuss these new techniques at a free program on Tuesday, June 26th at 7 p.m. at Walter Reed Senior Center. This is a good one. Check it out. For more information and to register, give them a call, 703-223, is that a 3 or an 8? 228-0955. Pain management. I'm having a little pain right now reading this prompter. Daniel, over to you.
Well, next week will be a good time for attorneys from Legal Services of Northern Virginia. They will provide free legal counsels for seniors next week on Tuesday, June the 26th from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. at Walter Reed Senior Center. And then the next day, Wednesday, June the 27th from 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. at Culpeper Garden Senior Center. To make an appointment, call Walter Reed at 703-228-0955 or call Culpeper Garden at 703-228-4403.
All right, and attention all you hoopsters, in particular women hoopsters. Senior women's drop-in basketball practices pick up again at Langston Brown Senior Center beginning Wednesday, June 27 at 7 p.m. You can play 3-on-3 half-court games and practice your hoop skills. For more information about this FREE free program, here's the number, 703-228-4771. All right, Daniel.
And first, we want to thank our own Judy Masomny for helping us out this week. Thank you so much, Judy, for your hard work and your dedication.
You bet. Thanks, Judy. We appreciate your help. Okay, up next on this edition of the Arlington Weekly News, here's Miriam Gennari, and she's out and about with another segment of In Your Neighborhood. Miriam.
Here at the Arlington Weekly News, we want to spotlight your neighborhood. This month, we're focused on Aurora Hills, Addison Heights, Aurora Highlands, which basically includes Crystal City and Pentagon City. And as you can see behind me, there's a lot happening in this community. Not just growth, but there are families and neighborhoods, and all of these things are part of your Arlington. So I'm sure that the people of the neighborhood would love for you to stop by, and we'll see you in your neighborhood. Thanks for watching the Arlington Weekly News. I'm Miriam Gennari. Back to you guys.
All right, thanks, Miriam. And Miriam in her out and about in our neighborhood segment down in Crystal City. Talking to the folks in Crystal City. Thanks, Miriam. And that's about a wrap for this edition of the Arlington Weekly News. Anything else to add before we go, gentlemen?
Yes, youtube.com/Arlington Weekly News and the number 1.
Very good.
Well, I have nothing to add.
Nothing
to add.
Just a smile. That's good
right.
enough. We like your smile.
Okay.
Okay. That's a wrap for this edition, this week's Arlington Weekly News. Thanks for watching. Next week, you'll be there, we'll be here, and we'll do it all again. Take care. Have a safe week. Bye-bye.